Let me tell you this, it's never too late to start a YouTube channel, especially the one that you want to see succeed. So in this video, I've got tips that I want to share with you in order for you to start a YouTube channel that you want to see succeed. So many people start their YouTube channel for a variety of reasons. I don't know what is yours. My personal reason that I started a YouTube channel was because I wanted to achieve something. And then I see the achievement is that silver plaque that YouTube sends you when you hit 100,000 subscribers. For me, that's exactly what I am fighting to get. Now, let me tell you a story about how I started my own YouTube channel. It was terrible. It took me months before I started my own YouTube channel because of all kinds of insecurities that I was feeling at the time. I was afraid that people were going to laugh at me. I was afraid that people are going to mock me. I was afraid that nobody was going to take me seriously, considering the fact that I was going to be talking all things YouTube. How do you talk about all things YouTube when your own YouTube channel is not in the millions of subscribers and millions of views? So isn't that a little bit hypocritical? Maybe somebody might ask me, but the fact of the matter is that is not my concern. My concern is bringing you content that is going to help you and me grow our YouTube channel so that you and I can go and fetch that silver plaque, knowing that we have accomplished our 100,000 subscribers. So I hope you have your pen and paper so you can jot down all the tips that I'm going to be giving you. There are only 7. Maybe there's going to be a bonus tip that I'm also going to deliver in this video. So one of the best things about having a YouTube channel is that at some point, maybe 6 months later or even a year later, it's going to start making you money through Google AdSense. We are going to get through all of those things, what they mean, how to get there, how to monetize. Right now, I want to talk to you about you starting your YouTube channel. If you have been thinking about it, just start. That's all it's going to take. Once you press record, the bullet is out of the chamber and you can't get it back. That it would be your first YouTube video. And from that point on, you need to start moving. By moving, one of the points that I'm going to mention in this video is consistency. But let's hold on to that one for now and let's get to the tips. So tip number 1, thumbnail. Now, the first thing that people see before they watch your YouTube video is your thumbnail. Please pay attention to this tip because it is what is going to make or break your YouTube channel. Your thumbnails are extremely important. That is the face and messenger to the potential viewer what your YouTube video is going to be all about. Now, the operative word here is attractive, because when a thumbnail is attractive, people get curious and wonder, what this video is all about. And that is when they click and then they begin to watch your video. But if your thumbnail is terrible, people are just going to just keep scrolling and keep scrolling, and then you lose the opportunity to get your YouTube video viewed by that potential viewer. So do not make the mistake of just throwing in a thumbnail and hope for the best. It does not work like that on YouTube. Whenever you watch a video, the first thing that you saw was the thumbnail, and then that thumbnail, it attracted you or lured you enough to click on the thumbnail and then watch the video. Be as simple as possible. 3 words on the thumbnail are enough, and it is what people click on. Because if your thumbnail has too many words and too many things that are going on that thumbnail, people tend not to click on that thumbnail, they keep it moving. You have one picture that speaks 1,000 words. That way it will attract the potential viewer to click and then watch your YouTube video. So it's very important that you treat your thumbnail as a port of entry for your potential viewers. Then it must deliver on what the thumbnail is all about. If your thumbnails fail to get you clicks, unfortunately, that video of yours is going to die on the platform, resulting with your YouTube channel not growing. Of course, not succeeding. Tip number 2, video titles. Now, your video title as well as your thumbnail, they must work hand in hand. They must work together in order for them to attract a potential viewer. So now what I mean by that, you have a thumbnail that we already discussed, and it has the 3 keywords that your video is going to be about. And then you're going to also have a title. Now, I'm one of the people that do not like a thumbnail and the title to look exactly the same. I want the thumbnail to speak to your title of your video, but they must work together. They must not be a spitting image of each other, but they must speak to each other. That way people get curious to say, okay, the thumbnail said this and the title is saying exactly the same thing that I see on the thumbnail, but a little bit different. They get curious enough to click and then start watching your video. So your goal is to get people to click and then watch because of the thumbnail as well as the title of your YouTube video. That is your number one goal. I cannot emphasize this any more than I am. Your number one goal is to get people clicking on your thumbnail because they saw the title of your video together with the thumbnail, and that sparked enough curiosity for people to click and watch that video. You see how many times I mentioned click? Because that's how important of a matrix it is. The first thing that you need to look at is the length of the title of the video. Now, the one thing that you need to know is that YouTube gives you 60 characters in order for you to write your video title. Now, if your video title gets way beyond the 60 characters, that is when you will start seeing parts of your title cut off. You will see those 3 dots at the end. That disadvantages you to getting clicks because people don't know exactly what the title of the video is. They saw the first part, but they did not see the rest of it because it got cut off. The shorter your titles, the better for you to get clicks as well as views for your YouTube video. However, it's very important that all of your keywords are clearly stated in the title of your video in order for people to get enticed and start clicking and watching that video of yours. The whole point here is to give a potential viewer a reason to click and watch your YouTube video. Again, your thumbnail as well as the title of your video must be the ones that attract the potential viewer to click and watch your YouTube video. So these are the 5 things that I want you to look at when you are creating a thumbnail as well as your video title, especially your video title. The first thing that you need to pay attention to is the appeal of that title. The second is the length of the title of your video. If it's too long, you are not going to get clicks. But if it's short and straight to the point, you, my friend, are going to get yourself some clicks and views. The third one is get straight to the point when you are titling your YouTube video. So basically, what your video is going to be about, put it in there so that when people click, you deliver on what the title as well as the thumbnail had promised. The fourth thing that you need to pay attention to, it's coming back again, is your thumbnail. Once again, your thumbnail as well must be appealing, and the words on the thumbnail must be at least 3, not too many words and confuse people to read it, because remember, people on YouTube have an attention span of a goldfish. So if there's too many words on the thumbnail, they're just going to keep it moving because you are wasting their time with too many words. 3 words on the thumbnail, it's enough. And the last thing is interest. The whole point of people coming onto YouTube is because they are interested in watching particular topics or particular content. So we are going to talk about that later in the video. What is content? Because the whole point of YouTube is not what YouTube can do for you, but what you can do for your potential audience on YouTube. So these 5 elements must work together in order for you to start seeing views trickling in. You and I know once you start seeing views, what's coming next is the views getting converted into subscribers. Tip number 3, your video. So it's all good and well when people are seeing a great thumbnail and a great video title, but they are actually not clicking and watching the video, or they are clicking and watching the video, but they are seeing things that are not exactly what the thumbnail and title have promised to deliver. So it's very important that your video must work hand in hand with the video title as well as the thumbnail. That way you will get people that have clicked on the thumbnail to sit and watch your video and stay watching your video for a long period of time, or stay through your video, because all of that plays a pivotal role in the growth of your YouTube channel. Again, I am going to dedicate a video specifically speaking about people staying long period of time watching your YouTube video, but I'm just going to give you a snippet as to why it's important that when you create a video, you create a video for your audience, not for yourself. The second thing that you also need to understand, just because people clicked on your video does not necessarily mean that they are going to watch and stay through watching your video. Many people drop out of YouTube videos while they're sitting and watching because you know what? There are so many other videos that they are thinking about that they want to watch on the platform. So they want to quickly get there. And so they are just going to watch a certain portion of your video. It's very imperative that you keep them watching for a long period of time, not for short period of time. And I'm about to upset a lot of people with my next point. Now, in order for you to get people watching your video and stay watching your video for a long period of time, there are things that I want you to do away with. Things that you have seen other YouTubers do and you thought, that is so cool. I will also do the same thing when I have a YouTube channel. No. Nobody knows you. Nobody cares about you at this stage. And definitely do not annoy your potential viewers when you start doing the things that you see, that you saw other big YouTubers, operative word, big YouTubers, that they do on their YouTube videos. So things like what? You ask. I'm glad you asked. So the first thing that I want you to do away with, if you want people to stay long watching your videos, is to do away with intros. Stop coming and say, hi, my name is Clantis. My YouTube channel is all about this, and that. And these are the things that we are going to be doing in this video because, and you are wasting time. On YouTube, your first 30 seconds of your YouTube video, very important because that is where people decide whether to continue watching or click off. So if you are going to be wasting time on intros, you are going to be wasting time and telling people about your dress, about your makeup, or about whatever it is that you want people to see, you are depleting on that the first 30 seconds of the video, because at that point in time, a potential viewer would have made a decision whether they will continue watching or they are going to click off. However, if you do want to keep an intro on your YouTube videos, make sure they are no longer than 3 seconds, at most 7 seconds. Otherwise, you are going to lose your potential viewers and then your YouTube video is going to die on the platform. Basically meaning nobody will be watching that video ever. All that stuff, guys, it's things that you will get away with when you have a solid YouTube community, where you can get away with practically absolutely anything and everything. You can basically do a Whitney Houston on people. Put on a video, stand up, go make coffee, come back, drink and do other things, and then come back and say, hi, you are still here. People love that when you have now developed yourself a community of people that support you, love you, and can allow you to get away with things. But in the beginning of your YouTube channel, do not do those things because you are not going to grow. You're going to suffer. I'm talking about your channel. It's going to suffer and your videos are all going to die on the platform. And then you're going to ask yourself, but I'm doing everything I can to be consistent. I'm dropping great content. Yes, you are dropping great content, but you are wasting the first 30 seconds of your video doing frivolous things that people get annoyed by and click off. And then they miss out on the great content that you had for them. Do away with all those sort of things, especially when you are starting out as a YouTuber. The moment you press record, deliver on what your title as well as the thumbnail had promised people your video is going to be about. Not about you, not about how they're doing. I know we're all polite, we're brought up well in our homes to greet and find out how people are doing. But on YouTube, remember, a viewer on YouTube has an attention span of a goldfish, and you do not want to waste their time. They have other videos to watch, not only yours. Always think of it that way. Forgot to mention the other thing that is quite annoying when you are still a new YouTuber. This is something that I've seen many new YouTubers do simply because they see their big favorite YouTubers do, bringing beverage onto your set. So let me give you an example of what other YouTubers, new YouTubers mind you still have like 10 subscribers, 100 subscribers, 1,000 subscribers, and you go and do this, and you be like, oh, this is a bottle of water, and the water is Karoo spring water from Mahali's Fontaine and things of that nature. Oh, I'm so thirsty. I love this brand. Oh, it's beautiful. I love it. Now tell me, how did that serve your viewer? Tell me, how did that deliver on what your thumbnail as well as the title of your video is about? Do you see that dead space when I'm drinking? Absolute silence. Now, is that what you want to subject people to? People that don't even know who you are? They clicked on your video because they were attracted to the thumbnail as well as the title of your video and gave you a chance so that you can grow your channel, because some people understand that watching your video for a period of time, it helps your video to getting recommended by YouTube. But here you are, an unknown. You are coming with a bottle of water or a glass of wine, or you're coming with some sort of a beverage, and then you waste time discussing it, looking at it, drinking it, and basically not delivering on the content that you promised. So my tip is, do away with that. Don't even get attempted in doing it. That stuff, once again, is stuff for you when you are an established YouTuber where everybody knows you, you have a solid community that would not mind you telling them the kind of water you drink, and as well how chilled it is, or the type of beverage that you drink. Some people would actually want to know. They will ask you in your comment section, so what do you drink? When that happens, that's when you know you have made it as a YouTuber on the platform. But do not shove it on people's faces in the beginning of your YouTube channel. Don't even do it when you have 5,000 subscribers. Maybe from 10,000 subscribers, you can get away with it. But in the beginning, you are at the mercy of the people that are watching your videos. So do not annoy them. Do not show off. Do not do anything that is going to get people clicking off your videos. If they've subscribed, unsubscribing. Don't do that. Please, I beg. Your job is to deliver content. Content on YouTube is king, not you demonstrating what you drink, what beverage you love, and from what brand it comes from. No. Drop content that people signed up for when they clicked on the thumbnail and saw the title of your YouTube video. Tip number 4, watch time. Oh my goodness, this one is a toughie. This is what makes YouTube so difficult. Now, where does watch time come from? Let's say a person or a potential viewer sees your thumbnail. They like what they see, and they look at your title of the video and they like it, and they are enticed to click on the thumbnail and then start watching your YouTube video. Now, if you get a person to go past the 30 seconds still watching your video, and the first minute still watching your video, and the first 6 minutes still watching your video, then my friend, you are doing a great job with that video. Make sure that the person continues sticking around all the way through your video to the end, delivering the content that you know how to create best, in adding value to the viewer that has decided to click and watch your video. Now, once the person watch your video for 30 seconds, that's the watch time you have accumulated, 30 seconds. And if people click off after 30 seconds, your YouTube video is, consider it dead. It's not going to go any further it's not going to go any further fetching for you viewers, because you have wasted time with the things that I've already spoken about earlier on. So that is why it's important that the moment you press record, you hook people with the content, and then from there carry these people along your video all the way to the end, gripping them with the content that you had promised them. And as a result of that, if your video is 8 minutes or 10 minutes, that's the watch time that you have accomplished. And as a result of that, the YouTube algorithm is going to look at your video and realize that this video is enjoyable, it's satisfying people that have clicked and watched it till the end, or the majority of the video, at least 65% of the video. Then it will take that video and promote it to new views or to new potential views or viewers. And if those people once again see the thumbnail, they click on it, and then you survive the first 30 seconds, you survive the first minute, you survive the first 6 minutes of the video, then my friend, the YouTube algorithm will continue pushing your video to even more new people to click and watch the video, and so on and so forth. So do you see how important it is that when you press record, start delivering on what your thumbnail and title has promised the potential viewer? So watch time is what will determine whether your YouTube channel is going to succeed on YouTube or not. Meaning that not only have one good video that people stick around and watch till the end, but make sure that every video that you upload on your channel is video that people enjoy, people get satisfaction, and people get value from. And as a result, the YouTube algorithm and yourself and the YouTube gods, you are all going to be best friends. You are going to be smiling all the way to monetization. And when you are monetized, you're going to be smiling all the way to the 21st of each month, where you are going to get a paycheck from YouTube, and you want that paycheck to be healthy, right? So this that I'm telling you, follow what I've already said thus far, and follow what I'm also about to say in order for you to create a successful YouTube channel. People have the tendency to want to see the end product of your video, especially when you are delivering on what the title and the thumbnail had promised them. And another thing that I want you to do once you start your YouTube channel, or if you already started your YouTube channel, make sure that you become best friends with your YouTube studio, because it is a tool that shows you how your YouTube channel is performing. It tells you what sort of an influencer are you. Are you good or a bad influencer? So befriend your YouTube studio, and all the analytics that you see in there, they are there to help you improve your craft as a content creator on YouTube. Tip number 5, numbers. Okay, one of the things that many of us content creators on YouTube, we obsess about is numbers. Oh my goodness, how many subscribers did I get while I was asleep overnight? Oh my goodness, how many views did my video get when I was looking away? Oh my goodness, how many people this? Oh my goodness, how this is going? I want you to stop. As a matter of fact, in the beginning, I don't want you to even think about your numbers. Forget about them. Yes, they are important, and they will be there at a good time when you are being consistent on YouTube. I don't want you to focus on the numbers. I want you to focus on this one important thing: content. The second thing that I want you to commit to is consistency. If you can be consistent as well as dropping content that people are searching for on YouTube, then your numbers, you will start seeing them trickling in. The problem with obsessing over numbers is that it's going to frustrate you, especially when you realize that my YouTube videos are not being watched. It's only getting 2 views every 2 weeks. It gets 5 views every month. It gets this every now and again. It's going to frustrate you, and that is going to lead you to the most dangerous decision you would ever take as a content creator: quitting. You will quit if you obsess over numbers, and I want you to stop it. Stop it from the get-go. Like I said, at a later stage, maybe after 3 months or 6 months, even to a year, you will start seeing numbers starting to trickle in. I know, a year. Yes, YouTube is all about other things that I'm going to talk about, one of which is patience. The problem with focusing on numbers is that at some stage you are going to start looking and comparing yourself with other YouTubers, particularly the bigger YouTubers, asking yourself questions. How did they get here? Oh my God. And then you start accusing YouTube of being racist and start accusing YouTube of being biased, and then you start basically resenting the algorithm of YouTube, all because you are failing to do one thing, and that one thing is focusing on your YouTube channel and being consistent and keep uploading as consistently as you can. Forget about the numbers, because sooner or later you will also start comparing yourself with other YouTubers that do exact same content as yourself and watching their numbers grow, and while your channel is still static. And then you may even start going like, yeah, but I create better content than them, I look better than they do, this and that. That is not going to help you. It's not going to help you. So it's best that from the beginning, just forget about numbers. Numbers will come eventually. Your job is to drop content that your channel is about. That is what people that are going and subscribing to your channel have come to sign up for. Period. Content on YouTube is king, because it is what going to make or break your YouTube channel. And therefore important that when you create content, it is content that people click on YouTube for. Tip number 6, consistency. Now, consistency is something that you are going to be hearing a lot on this channel because it is queen. Remember, content is king, consistency is queen. If you are going to be consistent as a content creator, and by consistency I'm not talking about frequent uploading of videos on your channel, but I'm also talking about the things that we've already spoken about in this video alone. Be consistent with your thumbnail, be consistent with your titles, be consistent with growing your watch time, be consistent with everything else that I have said on this video. That is what consistency is all about. So consistency, it is what will grow your YouTube channel, it is what will grow your YouTube community, it is what will see you succeeding on YouTube. When that happens, that's good, because you are increasing your watch time. Watch time on YouTube is the number one thing that YouTube is all about. Watch time. Keeping people watching your videos from the beginning to the end of your video is what YouTube looks for. And if you can accomplish that, then my friend, your YouTube videos, every time you upload a video, is going to get recommended to millions of people. And those millions of people, when they see the title and the thumbnail of your videos, they are going to click and watch. Click-through rate is something that I am going to speak about. I'm going to dedicate a video specifically on click-through rate and how it's important to watch time. And tip number 7, perseverance, endurance, and patience. It's so important that when you start your YouTube channel, you become patient. Very, very important that you be patient. Remember the numbers thing? Don't ever focus your attention on numbers. Be patient, they are coming. The second thing is perseverance and endurance. You know why it's so important to go through this? It's so that it makes you a better creator. YouTube is probably the most difficult task you will have to do in your life. You have gone through all the hardship in growing your channel. As a result, you appreciate your channel and the content that you create more, especially appreciating your viewers as well as audience, your community as a whole. So start your YouTube channel now and start grinding. Then you have started a YouTube channel that you want to see succeed. Once again, thank you so much for watching this video. If you have not subscribed to my channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button, and also don't forget to click the bell notification so you do not miss out on any of my new all things YouTube related video. And I will also highly appreciate it if you left me a comment down below and share my video far and wide. And I will see you next time with a new video. Goodbye.